Hey guys, welcome back to the September raw vegan style recipes for the end of summer. Now, this recipe is called stuffed mushrooms raw vegan style. I really like this recipe because actually the stuffing that goes into the mushrooms is really tasty, and I've actually used that on its own and wrapped it in nori sheets, also in collard green leaves. I've also put it on top of steamed rice, brown rice of course, and it's absolutely delicious. So this is a really quick recipe that you can use to make your own stuffed mushrooms. And although it's raw vegan style, I do tend to take mushrooms and heat them gently, steaming them slightly in a pot, because most of the vitamins and minerals are released once you heat them, and so you get a more nutrient dish when you do that. So let's start. This makes 4 servings, so you need 12 portobello mushrooms, cleaned, 1/2 red or yellow bell peppers, seeded and coarsely chopped. I used green peppers for this one because that's what I had. 2/3 cup pecans, soaked overnight and drained. 1 garlic clove, 1 packed handful of fresh basil leaves, or you can also use dried basil if that's what you have on hand. I also have a nice handful of fresh spinach, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, and 1/2 teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt, or whatever salt works for you. And if you are an oil user, you can use a little olive oil or a little coconut oil, or even a little sunflower oil. But for this dish, I'm not going to add oil at all because I watch my oil consumption. So first, you want to twist off the stems of the mushrooms and set them aside in the bowl where you're going to be mixing everything else. And then, as I mentioned, I take the mushroom caps, I place them in a very small amount of water in a pan, cover with the lid, turn on the heat, and for approximately 5 minutes, I allow those mushrooms to steam. And then while that's happening, you can go ahead and you can place your bell pepper in a processor, pulse it into, it's chopped into small pieces and do not puree, and then transfer that pepper into the bowl with the stems. Then you can add your pecans, your garlic, your basil, your handful of spinach, a little more if you want it a little more green, lemon juice, and your salt. And then you're going to transfer all of these ingredients into your processor. Now by the time you finish this, like me, 5 minutes will have passed, so you just turn off the stove and remove your mushrooms from the water so they don't continue to steam, which continues to cook them more. And you still want to have that nice chewy texture. Don't leave them in too long or they won't have that nice chewy texture that makes this recipe outstanding. Then I just take them out and place them on a plate so they can cool. Now, you've already added all your ingredients to the processor, so go ahead and just mix that until it's chopped and it looks really beautiful. As you can see here, it's got a nice beautiful color. You can see the vibrant greens. If you've got red or yellow pepper, you'll see those colors come out. You can see the pecans look very, very delicious just blended up in here. And you will see that it has this very nice texture. It's almost mealy. It's not ground. It's kind of mealy, but it's got a wonderful texture on your tongue when you do eat it because it's smooth. Now, as I mentioned, if you are an oil user, you can go ahead and add a little bit of oil and then blend it some more. So now you're done with that, then you just easily take a teaspoon and fill each mushroom cap. I like to fill them to overflowing. You can fill them and you can top them off or smooth it out where it's even, but I like it to just look overflowing and abundant. And again, if you're an oil user, you can just gently take and drizzle them with oil. Now, one thing I want to mention, if you really are a hardcore raw vegan, you can skip the step of placing them in a pot to warm for 5 minutes in water, and you can actually dehydrate the mushrooms after they're filled for about 4 hours. and still get the same results when the mushrooms have the chewy texture and they're warm and delicious. So there you have it. I know you're going to love this recipe when you try it. So come back and let me know in the comments below how easy it was for you. And if you decide you want to use something besides pecans, you can always substitute pine nuts. You can substitute almonds. You can substitute walnuts if you want a more meaty flavor to your stuffed mushrooms. Get creative. So that's it for now. Join me back for the next recipe, which is going to be probably my decadent truffles if I haven't already made them. And if I have, then there'll be something else delicious like my awesome cucumber soup. So see you then.